Good afternoon, UCF Knights, and happy Thursday. I'm Princess Jhané Steverson-Lowry, and here's a quick look at what's making news on February 22nd, 2018. Over 100 students from Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School filled Florida's Capitol yesterday, only a week after a mass shooting took place on their campus. The Parkland students took buses across the state to speak with lawmakers about gun and mental health laws. Yesterday, they organized a rally around noon to support gun safety reform, even though the House voted against a measure that would consider a ban on assault weapons. The Florida Coalition to Prevent Gun Violence on the League of Women's Voters of Florida sponsored the rally. The grieving students hope their rally will put on more pressure to the Florida legislature to make change. Students will walk through the doors of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School to hallways covered with words of encouragement after the shooting on February 14th. A teacher at the high school, Diane Wolk-Rogers, requested Facebook friends to mail handwritten letters to her students. The post made by the school's Parent-Teacher-Student Association page has shared more than 2,000 times. Due to the overwhelming support, the PTSA says Principal Ty Thompson is now asking for posters and banners to cover the walls and fences instead of individual letters. The students will return to school on February 27th, this Tuesday. 500 UCF students gathered around Memory Mall yesterday afternoon. In return, they enjoyed free 3-course meals. Nightly News reporter Natalia Correño shows us what the motive behind this rally was really about.
The event put on last year was such a success, Wellness and Health Promotion Services were asked to make UCF Gatherers an annual event. UCF students gathered on Memory Mall yesterday afternoon in return for some free food. The first 500 students to arrive were assured a seat and a 3-course lunch. UCF Wellness and Health Promotion Services Director Maureen Hawkins explains the environmental friendly changes made for this year's event.
This year we were able to plan ahead and get biodegradable serving utensils and plates, and the bottles of water could be recycled, etc.
The menu included a greens and grain salad, chicken or vegetarian pitas, and brownies and cookies for dessert.
UCF students are gathered here to enjoy free food like Pita Pit and also to make great connections at such a large university.
Hawkins explains why it is important for students to have this opportunity to unite with fellow Knights and share a meal together.
So that students know that we create a family atmosphere here, and being together to share a meal is, I hope, feels like home.
UCF student Marissa Jennings shares how her experience was sitting next to random people and sharing a meal.
Talking about like television shows and what we used to watch as a kid, so it's kind of cool to like talk about that with strangers.
Jennings hopes students take more opportunities to get to know one another. Reporting from Memory Mall, Natalia Correño, UCF Nightly News.
Wellness and Health Promotion Services aims to bring students not only physical health but mental health too. If you missed this one, make sure to keep a lookout for the next one next year. Every February, UCF engineers come together to showcase how they are improving our community. Yesterday, the Engineering Leadership and Innovation Institute and Student Panel for Engineering and Computer Science held the 2018 Engineers Fair. Several different UCF engineering clubs tabled different experiments for the public to try. Over 100 students from the local Orlando Science Charter Schools came to learn about the different clubs. Coordinator Eli Squared, Gillian Warner, says why this year is different from past fairs.
I think the difference from last year to this year is we've really ramped up our industry involvement. So we have 5 companies from industry this year, whereas in the past we usually only have 2.
The U.S. Department of Commerce found that the STEM occupations are growing 17% compared to other jobs, growing at only 9.8%. Of UCF's Engineer Fair is to encourage these students to stick with the STEM. Eli Squared hopes next year's fair will be even bigger. UCF Center of Entrepreneurial Leadership hosted a starter showcase to support the diverse student-run ventures and startups in the community. Young business owners networked with potential customers, promoting their brands and shared their products with fellow Knights. Marketing Director of the movie review app, MyView, Parissa Sultani, explains how events like this are benefiting young entrepreneurs.
It's great because it's our direct market. These are the people that we want to use our app, so to get the feedback from them is really important so that we can actually give them a product that they love. So this is great for us.
The business ranged from scented candles to handmade jewelry. Some entrepreneurs sold their products while others chatted with students for feedback, ideas, and advice. SEL is planning more showcases like this one in March and in April in the Student Union Atrium. Knights are starting a conversation about women in film on a special episode in Beyond the Credits, a student-run show. The panel took place in front of a live audience where they discussed women's roles in movies. Panelists spoke about the number of topics from sexual assault allegations to gender inequality. Host of the special, Jhané Doxy, says it is more important for students to platform than to talk about these issues.
It's obviously a really hot topic right now, and I wanted to focus on the UCF angle, so I did this in order for students and faculty and staff to have a safe place to talk about it.
The episode discussed the history of women's roles in movie making and its growth. The panelists agreed that it is inspiring to see more diverse roles for women, and students hope to continue making a difference in the industry. And here's a quick look at our weather forecast for today. Your Thursday is starting off with a high of 87 degrees and a 0% chance of rain. Later on tonight, it's partly cloudy with around 66 degrees and a 20% chance of rain. Tomorrow, it will be mostly sunny with a high of 84 degrees and a 20% chance of rain. That's all the time we have for today. Make sure to check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter page at UCF Knightly News. I'm Princess Jhané Steverson-Lowry, and have a great day, UCF.